All right, today, y'all, we're going to be making another blueberry cobbler, but we're going to be making this one on the Z-Grill today. A little bit different recipe that I made if you've seen my videos in the past. But we've got some ingredients out here, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. All right, we got a stick of butter, 3 cups, or I'm gonna measure the blueberries, around 3 cups of blueberries. I got my self-rising flour today instead of all-purpose. We're gonna be using 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, a cup of sugar in the mix, and 1 cup of sugar, or 3/4 a cup of sugar in the blueberries because we're gonna make a reduction. But we're gonna melt the stick of butter, and we're gonna be using a throwaway pan on the smoker. But right now we're going to get the blueberries in. I've already got the pan kind of hot. They got a little bit of water in them, which is good. I've got about not quite a 1/2 cup of water just in case I need it. So we're going to put about, we're going to do 2/3 cup sugar. And we're going to, hopefully that'll be, let's do a little extra. I mean, we might get close to a cup. Then we're going to be adding in our sugar. While this is reducing down, I'm going to add just a little bit of lemon juice. So just, you can put like 1/4 cup. So give yourself a couple of big squirts. And that should be enough to help it reduce down. So we're going to let that heat up, and we're going to let it break itself down. Make sure we got our butter melted. And in a bowl, I got to get my glasses on because I can't see. We're going to do 1.5 cups. Now, whenever you're measuring, y'all, sometimes they'll tell you to just spoon it in so you get the measurements right. I don't really bake a whole lot, but I don't really do that. So we're going to call it 1 cup. And 1.5 cups. All right, so I want them to rise just a little bit more. So we're gonna give them a little extra shot of baking powder. I'm gonna give it 1 teaspoon of baking powder in with the self-rising. You probably don't need it, but I want it to really rise up. Now we're going to take just a little dash of salt. So about 1/2 teaspoon of salt is all you need. And we're going to go in with 1 cup of sugar. You're going to get some sweetness out of those blueberries. This is 1/3 cup, so we're going to do 3, 2, and 3. All right, so we've got our dry ingredients. Now we got to get our wet. So let's grab our milk. All right, so we're gonna get us a cup of milk, and then we're gonna take a look and see if it's, cause these berries are gonna thin it out. Now that's up to you. If you wanna reduce them berries down enough, I wanna whisk this together a little bit before. So we're gonna whisk, that'll help kind of sift the flour as well. So mix that dry up before you stick that wet in. And then we're going to be ready to mix the milk in. All right, and one other thing I want to do with the berries is I'm going to stick in, if I can find my vanilla, we're going to give it a shot of vanilla in the berries. Now you want these berries to reduce a little bit, just give it a little shot of vanilla. Enough that they thicken a little bit. If you have to add in a little bit of cornstarch slurry, you know, maybe a tablespoon or something to thicken it up, you can. But we're going to let it reduce down till it kind of makes its own, like a blueberry pie filling type thing. We did not need any water in the blueberries. They had plenty of water in them. We're just going to stay here and we're going to watch them. And I'm going to let my wife put the milk up. And we're going to go ahead and mix our wet. That way, if we need any more milk, we'll add a little bit in. But I think we're going to be good. So just take your time. I've got the, we're going to have to heat the smoker up to, I think I'm going to put it to about 375. And we're going to probably cook this for about 45 minutes. Is what we're going to be shooting for. I usually use all-purpose flour, but I was out. So we've got to pick up some more flour. Now you just want this thick enough or thin enough that you can actually pour it. So that's going to be good right there. So 1 cup milk, 1.5 cups of flour, and 1 cup of sugar. So it's going to be plenty sweet. And I'm going to, I want that to stay in there. It might not stay. So I'm going to set it in here. We're going to need that again. We got the lemon juice in the berries. And we got the butter melted. Now you can see how pretty this is going to make. And it's going to make a lot. So we may not use all of this. But I'm going to turn it to simmer. And we're going to let it reduce down a little bit on like maybe 3. Not all the way to simmer. But and we're going to take our butter. We're going to get our melted butter. And we're going to spray. We're going to spray a little Pam or a little olive oil. Doesn't matter. I got the olive oil. We're going to spray it a little bit in the pan just so it doesn't stick, so we can actually get it all out. I'm not doing it for cleaning because we're not actually going to keep this. And then we're going to pour our butter right in the bottom. So just pour your butter all in the bottom. And you're going to be pouring your batter right over your butter, and then you're going to spoon in the blueberries right on top of the batter, and then right into the smoker. We're going to go for roughly about 45 minutes on 375. All right, I've opted to go ahead and do the cornstarch slurry. So we're just going to get like a regular size spoon, maybe another, we're going to do another one. We're going to do 2 spoons. I want them things to thicken up just a little bit, and I'm making a mess with the cornstarch, which happens all the time. So clean your mess up, clean your mess up. Just remember cold water and cornstarch, just a little cold water. Make your little slurry. It's going to be runny. And then put it in those hot blueberries. I'm going to get Melissa to zoom in on them. And they're already reduced down, but I want them to just be thicker. So we're going to pour in the slurry while they're bubbling. And you'll see it'll start to thicken up. As it heats, it'll start to get a consistency, and it'll make all of that water, and it'll start to look like more like a blueberry pie filling. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how pretty. Can you see it? Zoom up, Mama.
I'm zoomed in.
Oh, look. Let me come up closer. Oh. Saw it? Looks so good, y'all. And it'll sit here and it'll thicken up a little bit more, but we're good. So just cut it off. All right, so we're going to leave the spoon. We're going to move the pan over here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour in our batter. I'm going to need a smaller spoon. And you just pour your batter in over your butter. So just pour it all in the bottom. Let that butter, let it just go where it's going to go. This is going to be so good on that smoker, y'all. Oh. Now, you don't have to, if you were doing it in the oven, I usually stick the stick of butter in the pan when I put it in the oven, and I just let it melt in the pan. Now, I also could have cooked this in my cast iron skillets, or skillet, and I just didn't really want to. I love that that icing, or that batter. All right, so now we're just going to start spooning in, and we're going to spoon in and try to spoon in a, kind of a single layer, if you can. Doesn't have to go crazy with it, Just get a single layer across the top. My wife wants to save some of this for some vanilla ice cream, which will be awesome. And it smells awesome, don't it, baby? Yeah. And you can do these reductions down with any kind of berries you want, y'all. You can do it with cherries. You can do it with strawberries. You can do it with raspberries. Whatever you want. All right, so I think we got enough. That way we'll have that blueberry and that dough will rise up through there. Yeah, I had plenty of berries, y'all. Plenty. One more for good luck. Try to get these corners. Let's try to get these corners good. Get all them corners so everybody will get a little bit of a piece of blueberry. Yeah. Just move that off the heat, and we're going to put that in a bowl, and we're going to save it. Now we're going to go on out to the smoker, and we're going to get it on the smoker at 375 for roughly about 45 minutes. So let's move outside. All right, so we're out here at the Z Grill. It is at 375 degrees. It does not take long when this thing is fired up, y'all. So it will drop when you leave it open. I removed the inner rack just so I didn't have to worry about it. All right, so we're gonna get it on, y'all. We're gonna get it on there 375 for 45 minutes or so, and we'll check on it. No. All right, so 375 degrees for about 45 minutes, and we'll check it and we'll see what we got. I'm gonna move it over here a little bit. Woo. Move it kind of to where it catches that heat going out the flute. It's gonna be so good, y'all. It's gonna be so good. So we'll be back and check on it probably in about 30 minutes to take a peek at it. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. Y'all, I forgot to turn the microphones back on outside when we pulled it off of the pit. So rookie mistakes, what my wife keeps telling me. So, all right, so we got a little bit of ice cream. We got it right here. You know you got to get it when it's warm. So we're going to get a corner.
Tell them about how it was pulling away from the edges.
Yeah, it pulls away from the edges, if you can see. It's still hot on the bottom. But if you can see, it starts to pull away from the edges when it's done. Like you could really dump this thing upside down and it would come out whole. Oh, look at all the blueberry stuff's kind of sunk to the bottom. Holy moly. So we just got us a corner. I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put some more of this blueberry stuff on top of my ice cream. So we're going to get a little bit of vanilla ice cream. We just have some cheap Eddie's ice cream. I don't need a lot of ice cream. I just need a little scoop on the hot stuff. And I'm going to get a little bit of that blueberry reduction. And we're going to put it on top right there. Now you could actually, if you wanted to, get you some Cool Whip. Stick you a dollop of Cool Whip on there. Lord, I'm going to stick that back in there. But look at that. So now we're going to go in for a bite. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. On the Z Grill, y'all. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong, y'all. Can't go wrong. That was my 45-minute timer. Didn't take quite 45 minutes. Has that little bit of a smoke flavor. Y'all. Really, really good. Blueberry cobbler for the win. On the Z Grill. Y'all need to try that one. I'm Craig with the Bickhams, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this blueberry cobbler recipe on the smoker. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Share the video with somebody. Make sure to smash that subscribe button now. Turn your bell notifications on so you'll get notified whenever we post new videos. And let us know in the comments if this is something that y'all do on the smokers, if you've ever seen it done. I've seen people smoke everything, so I'm really wanting to smoke some stuff. So I hope you'll come back and just make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we will see you on the next video. I'm Craig with the Bickhams. Bye, y'all.